Good morning, students. Welcome back to our bio class. Now already I've told you what are the syllabus deleted, means what is the revised syllabus of class 12 board. Okay. Even if you have doubt, I will send the PDF again. Now the next chapter we are going to start is microbes in human welfare. In that also some topics are deleted. So what are the topics we are going to study in this chapter? First will be microbes in food processing. Okay. So microbes in food processing. Next topic we are going to study is use of microbes in industrial production. Okay. Use of microbes in industrial production. Next is sewage treatment. Already we know that in sewage treatment also microbes are used. Okay. So we are going to study sewage treatment, and in this sewage treatment we are going to cover both primary treatment and secondary treatment. Okay. And after that, microbes used in energy generation, or we can say role of microbe in energy generation. Next, role of microbes as a biofertilizers, as a biocontrol agent. So, use of microbe as a biocontrol agent and biofertilizers. Clear? And after that, we are going to study about different antibiotics, its production and uses. See, all these antibiotics should be judicially used. So that we are going to study in this chapter. So total these topics is to be covered, and whenever you are preparing the chapter either for the competitive purpose or for the board, just go through these points only. Clear? So let us begin with food processing. So now we are going to discuss about various bacteria which are employed in the production of number of food products like curd, yogurt, cheese, butter, vinegar, then curing of coffee, cocoa beans, etc. See, microbes are useful as well as harmful for human. It causes fungus and etc. We are going to discuss one by one. See, what are the different kinds of microbes which are present in food? They may be bacteria, fungi, viruses, even protozoans are also present. Now, there are different factors which affect the growth of microbes in food. Like composition, means what are the different composition of that particular bacteria or microbes or virus. Okay, depending upon that only it will grow. Next is pH, presence of water, then temperature, and also its physical structure and presence of antimicrobial substances. Obviously, if antimicrobial substances are present, the growth of microbes will be affected. So different factors are there which affects the rate of growth of microbes. Obviously we have seen, sometimes we see that if bread is little moist or temperature is very high, what happens? It get spoiled. Why? That is due to the growth of microbes on that. Along with that, atmosphere. See, more the oxygen, more will be the growth of microbes. So obviously all these factors will help in the growth of microbes. Depends upon the condition. So it may be useful, but it may be harmful also. See, mainly first, Leeuwenhoek, he observed and described the benefit of, or we can say simple role of microorganisms in fermentation and decay. So, microbes are beneficial for yeast production also and different products. So in this table, see, with the help of this table, you can easily which microbe is used in the production of which food. Like curd is prepared from pasteurized milk by the process of curdling. Now it is initiated by the culture of Lactobacillus bulgaricus. Clear? And Streptococcus thermophilus into milk at a certain temperature, that is round about 40 degrees Celsius, which converts lactose to lactic acid. Clear? And Streptococcus, it causes coagulation of casein. Clear? See, similarly, you can observe that different microbes are there for different products. Now, let us discuss cheese making. Okay, how cheese is prepared? It is prepared by curdled milk. Okay, how? By ripening the solid curd using different strains of the bacteria. See, it is flavored by penicillium and Roquefort and Camembert. And these flavored cheese is packed and sold in the market. Now, technologically, milk is first inoculated with lactic acid bacteria. Then rennet or the extract from the fruits of Withania coagulans is added in that, which is after that which is drained and kept in a cloth, and finally we will obtain cheese. Okay, and sterilized chamber is there for the keeping of cheese blocks, so that it keeps it is kept for ripening actually with the help of microorganisms. After that, it is sold in the market. Now, yogurt, we know that it is a semi-solid and it is prepared from milk by the addition of curdling culture of bacteria. Which bacteria? Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus bulgaricus. Okay, see, incubation is done at 45 degrees Celsius for the yogurt formation, and the bacteria, it produces lactases. Lactases is an enzyme which convert lactose sugar into lactic acid. Clear? And after that it coagulates casein milk protein, which obviously results in the curdling of milk. And we know that yogurt is more useful than milk. Why? That is due to the presence of additional vitamin which is produced by the bacteria, and also absence of lactose which is not metabolized by some of the person, which is okay. So that's why yogurt is more useful as well as more nutritious than milk. Now, bacteria play an important role in industry also. Like if we are talking about fermented beverages, see, yeast is an ideal addition to animal as well as human food, as food yeast contain approximately 40 to 50% of proteins and vitamins. Okay, and common food yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and it is obtained as a byproduct of brewing industry and is cultured separately on the molasses or potato. Say these brewing industry produces alcoholic beverages depending upon fermenting agent and the medium. The fermenting agent such as yeast mostly used is Saccharomyces, and other yeast may be sake yeast, wine yeast, ginger beer. For that ginger beer it is Saccharomyces piriformis is used. Yeast lacks sufficient amylases, therefore it is a complex carbohydrate. Okay, complex carbohydrate is used for that, and they are degraded to form sugar by the addition of malt and inoculation with fungus like Rhizopus. In this, simply what is done? The fermentation tank is taken, the nutrient medium are sterilized with the help of steam, and after that medium is inoculated with pure selected strain of yeast to undergo fermentation. And fermentation is carried out by three processes: batch process, continuous process, and immobilized fermentation process. See, fermentation, yeast fermentation produces ethanol, carbon dioxide, okay, along with that N-propanol, butanol, amyl alcohol, phenylethanol, glycerol. These are the different byproducts, and yeast is used as animal feed, yeast extract, food supplement, and it is a source of vitamin. We are going to discuss about role of microbes in sewage treatment. See, different microbes are involved in sewage treatment. Solid organic matter of sewage is decomposed into liquid sludge by bacteria. Okay, it involves several bacteria, common as California, Streptococci, Clostridium, Micrococci, etc. So, if we are talking about sewage treatment, use of microbes in sewage treatment, or we can say role of microbe in sewage treatment. Now, see, sewage treatment word we have heard. Obviously, it is related with the purification or different steps which are involved in treating the sewage waste. Okay, that is clear. But mostly it takes in two major steps. That is primary treatment and other is secondary treatment. See, primary treatment, primary sewage treatment, what we are saying, it is mainly a physical method. It is a physical treatment. Whereas if we are talking about secondary treatment, it is a biological treatment. Clear? Primary sewage treatment is a physical treatment, while secondary treatment is a biological. By this term only you are very much familiar what should be the steps. See, physical treatment and biological treatment. These are two different terms. Biological treatment, obviously we know that it is related with some of the actions of the microbes and all. Now, what happens in primary treatment? See, in this mainly the grit and the large pieces of organic matter is removed. Clear? In this, grit and large pieces of organic matter is removed, while in this, small pieces of organic matter is removed. Now, here for primary treatment, aeration is not required. Okay, aeration is not required. What do you mean by aeration? What do you mean by aeration? Aeration means presence of air. While if we are talking about microbes, its action, biological process, so obviously here aeration is required. Okay. Now, different steps which are involved in primary treatment are, first one is shredding. Okay. Shredding, and after that churning of sewage. Next, simply filtration is taking place, and after filtration sedimentation will take place. Clear? So these are the steps which are involved in sewage treatment. Primary sewage treatment. Shredding, churning, filtration, sedimentation. So, first all these steps have been taken place. After that, secondary treatment of sewage is done. Now, in this secondary treatment, what is done? First step says microbial digestion. Okay, first step is microbial digestion. After this, microbial digestion means action of microbes. There is a formation of flocks. Clear? There is a formation of flocks, and along with that, continuously sludge formation takes place, and after that this sludge is digested. Okay, so sludge digestion takes place. So these are the steps of secondary sewage treatment, and these are the steps of primary sewage treatment. Now these one by one I am again explaining these points in detail, but you should know many times in questions it is asked, what are the difference between primary and secondary treatment? Second question which is asked is about the flocks. What is flocks? Then regarding sludge. Okay, these are the important points which to be considered in sewage treatment, which is asked frequently in board exams. Okay. Now primary treatment, just now I have told you, it is a physical process. So it removes large and small particles from sewage through sequential filtration and sedimentation. Sewage is first shredded and churned, and it is then passed out through mini screens to remove large pieces of organic matter. And after that, sewage is passed into a large primary settling tank. In diagram also you can see primary settling tank having a gentle slope. Grit, sand and other heavy particles settle down, and all the solids that undergo sedimentation and screened organic matter constitute primary sludge. These primary sludge can be used for compost preparation, manure directly, or in the generation of biogas. It can also be burnt. The wastewater after removing the primary sludge, it is known as effluent. It contains fine organic matter, and effluent is passed for secondary treatment. In secondary treatment, see, microbial degradation of organic matter takes place. It is contained in sewage effluent, and mainly three methods are there: oxidation tank, trickling filter method, and activated sludge method. In activated sludge method, the effluent from primary settling tank is passed into the aeration tank, and then after that it is agitated. Air is pumped and part of the activated sludge is inoculated into it. It contains large population of aerobic heterotrophic microbes like bacteria, fungi, protozoans. The microbes after that forms flocks and floccules. Now just now I have told you, it is asked what is flocks? See, flocks consist of a mass of bacteria associated with slime and a mesh of fungal filament. During their growth, microbes consumes most of the organic matter, and the flocks undergo sedimentation, and the sediment is known as activated sludge. And after that, that supernatant is allowed to pass into the river and streams. So complete treatment of sewage has been taken place, and after that it is passed to the rivers. So at any places untreated sewage is being discharged. If it is discharged into river and other water bodies, what will happen? It will result in pollution. So sewage treatment should be properly done. Thank you. Have a nice day.